Good morning to one and all. So our team, the Immortals, that is Saini, Sinjana, Ramu, and I myself, M. Subramaniam, are here to present the problem statement number 7 for this Hackap hackathon that is based on transports and logistics. So the problem statement that we have opted is number 7, that is based on developing a portable safety helmet for MUPs, shortly known as MEWP. So what are MUPs? MUPs are nothing but mobile elevated work platforms. These are generally used at various industries and construction areas, especially while working at heights. So when I talk about working at heights, it along with a huge amount of risk is involved, such as particularly the damage of overhead crushing incidents and overhead hazards, which is on the rise recently. So the main focus of our creation of this model is to mitigate those risks and to try to oppose the threats and vulnerabilities that arise while working at heights using MUPs. So the intricate details and the components of the model will be explained by my friend Ram.
Here we use Arduino Nano for the purpose of the cost-effective purposes. There are so many microcontrollers like Raspberry Pi and ESP, Node MCU. In many ways we can have it, but we have to do this because for the cost-effective purposes, and as well as we have two size to fit in the element inside the element or aerodynamic concept of the element, and we can place the element. And later we use here some sensors to detect the objects. In omnidirectional, here we use processes because we have to detect it in omnidirectional purposes. Because in the MEWP, the operator maybe operate either in upwards or in the sidewards or in the backwards. So for these purposes, we have to save them by using this element. So for this purpose, we
can be a little louder. We can hear you with it.
For these purposes, we designed in a omnidirectional. For this, we used the processes in the 4 dimensions, and later we used the LEDs for indication purpose for the operator to view whenever an object is detected. The LED glows on the basis of color. If the distance is uniform, it's within a range, then we can then the green LED glows. Then if object comes closer, when the operator moves forward, then it goes orange. Which means if the object very close to the helmet, then it then LED glows along with the buzzer. And apart from this, we also used piezo buzzer for the purpose of hearing to the operator, and we used a rechargeable battery for the purpose of charging and also to the circuit. And later we used some things like wire standards. And the overall cost is like around for us we around it's like cost 1600 to 1700. And later my team is handling it.
So as we see, our problem statement is number 7, and based on the constraints provided, we have designed the safety helmet based on those. So we need to alert the user first to overhead the hazards and potential environment risks. That is, the ultrasonic sensors will continuously measure the distance and checks if there is any obstacle around it. And if the distance falls within the specific threshold, the system activates a certain beep sounds, and the LED glows according to the respective beep sounds. And second thing is, it's wearable and not attached to the MEWP. That is, it is not attached to the MEWP, so it is portable. You can carry it anywhere along with you wherever you go. And the third thing is, it is machine independent. So it is not attached to a particular machine. So it can be used with any machine, and you can take it along with you wherever you go, as mentioned above. Now my teammate Sinjana will handle.
The next statement which is mentioned in our problem statement is that provides both visual and audio warning. So as we can see in the helmet, we have both LED lights which are indicating based on the risk factor, and we also have the beep sound where the frequency changes for each risk factor. If it is at a frequency when compared to the red one. When it is in the red one, the frequency will be more high, indicating the user that there is a very risk factor near to him. The next constraint is that it must not interfere with the MPPW which we are using, and as we know that it is independent and portable, so it doesn't even interfere with the controls when the machine is using it. And as we know and as we have seen it, if you all are listening very carefully, we know that there is no much training required to use this. So we require a minimum knowledge or a minimum the knowledge to operate it. Like if we know the light signals and the sound frequencies, that is enough to use our product. And as we know, we are taking into the consideration all the safety standards and regulations into the consideration, making sure that there is no risk using the helmet, and that is the reason we have placed the battery in the front side and not inside the helmet, so that no other thing will happen, and the remaining concerns will be continued by my teammate Subramaniam.
So to conclude with, I would also like to show a visual, a simulation of the product that we have tried to develop. So as you can see, the object, in case it comes in the radar of the sensors, which we have used, like 4 sensors we have used, 5 sensors we have used. So the reason why we have used 5 sensors in all directions is that in order to maintain, like the threats or the vulnerabilities can arise from any direction. So we cannot take any chance against it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the floor is open for questions because the judges already have talked to them and don't have any further questions. Any questions?
Any questions from you? Please raise.
After.
How do you identify false state, like the false
False positive.
identification? Any false identification, like when someone is working, behind any object is going on, will be right.
So basically, the product that we have designed is only applicable while you are working on a MUPE. So what is a MUPE? MUPE is nothing but mobile elevated work platform. So they are like the so-called lifts that are used in constructing areas, which moves front, back, sidewards, both angles, and upwards and downwards. So during these movements, in case any threat is about to arise, that is when the sensors will operate. Yeah, because it is not the model is not applicable if in case it is outside MUPE. It is developed for the usage while working on a MUPE, which is at large heights.
Next.
Yes.
Go ahead. I have to ask one thing. Now,
Please keep it silent.
do you know what is the response time of a human to detect an accident?
Yes, that is true, of course. All we can do is give a sign from the LED or the.
I am asking what is the time? It is 3 seconds,
Okay.
but you are putting your object near this. If
Yeah.
an object come near this, how can he react? So he will be dead now.
Yeah, that's true. So let me give an explanation for that. The product that we have made is the main thing that we took into consideration is that the product must be cost effective. So the LEDs and the ranges of the ultrasonic sensors are about 400 centimeters. So in case we would like to make this product into usage, so we can use more advanced sensors and LEDs.
This one is 90 centimeters. That ultrasonic.
I mean, in the code that we wrote was 400 centimeters, but for usage and for cost effectiveness, we used only 9 centimeters
For the demonstration purposes.
demonstration purposes. Because it's quite difficult, right, to use an object from 400 meters or anything larger than that while explaining in this quadrangle.
I think the question that was asked from that end, one of the points he probably didn't elaborate or not think about it, is that let's say there's a mute and there are 2 people on it. And the other person will always be in range. So then what happens? I think that's the kind of idea that he was talking about.
Yeah, thank you. That's fine.
That's fine.
Thank you. I know the first team does have a disadvantage because of this, but something that many of you studying, I don't know why you have this problem. But if you haven't thought of something and you don't know the answer, it's okay to say, I don't know. We will consider that and we will do it in the future. You don't have to say, okay, let me think of a solution in the next 5 seconds and I'll give that, because you're never going to be able to. Well, unless you're super intelligent, you're not going to be able to give an answer for some of these in 5 seconds or 10 seconds, right? So that's a problem that you need to think about, figure out what is a decent solution and then come up. Anyway, not just feedback for you, but for the other 4 teams. The next team that is in the top 5 is Cyber Phoenix. Cyber Phoenix.
Good afternoon, everyone. We have chosen, in the current world, it's very difficult for many individuals to find legal services easily. Our platform is going to bridge that gap and using transparency, speed, and trust. So, what is the problem? Lack of immediate access to legal services. Legal services are not present at our fingertips right now. Difficulty in finding location-specific help. Even though there are lawyers in and around the vicinity, it's not easy to locate them via Google or anything. So our platform is going to help with that. And okay. Solution. What is the solution? Next. On-demand access to specialized legal experts. We're going to provide specialized legal experts. There are going to be many lawyers on our website that you can choose from. Location-based matching system. We're going to use geolocation using Google API, and it's going to calculate the distance between you and the nearest lawyers. Transparent billing and escrow service payments. Next one. What is the unfair advantage? We're using blockchain and Web3 to make all the transactions and payments, so it's very secure. And we're using the Google API and geolocation, so the distance calculation between you and the vendor is going to be very accurate, and you can choose the vendor you want. For any startup, market analysis is very crucial, and so total available market right now, the global market is around 20 billion worth in just transportation and vehicle logistics, and 25% of that is just road accidents. Next one. The total service of the available market is $2 billion in India, and as we plan to start the startup in Andhra Pradesh, we are expecting approximately 250,000 to be our users for the legal website. Let's say the user case. Alex, who is a truck driver, is going on a very jammed up highway and the car just collides with him. Although there are no major injuries, he is very worried about all the legal implications this is going to have. So what are his goals? He needs immediate legal support, he needs immediate solution, and he needs some peace of mind. What are the challenges? Limited prior knowledge about legal services. There is no legal services very complex, as you all know, and trust issues with providers regarding payments. So what are we going to do? We are going to provide instant connections. We're going to have a bidding where a client can make a bid and multiple vendors can make a counter bid, so they're going to get a fair price. We are going to have a subscription model, basic, standard, and premium, where basic has a maximum of 5 days for the case and limitations of 3 legal consultations per month. And as we go to the next time, we're going to use the unlimited legal consultations and maximum benefit a client or a lawyer can have. And our revenue projection. Initially, we need around 50,000 to make this work because we need it for marketing, platform development, and operational costs. And we're expecting in year 2 around 2 lakhs as the revenue, of which we are going to be reinvesting 1.5 for brand enhancement, and in your case, you're gonna concentrate on user retainment. Now, the one is gonna give you our website prototype.
So as we go inside the website, this is supported transit. And may I have your name, sir? Your name.
Chandranil.
I add a phone number. I select the state. I add a random password, and I have to add a Gmail. We have a functioning Firebase database where all of this logs in, and we
And if you put an email which is already there in the existing database, it will show the previous error.
This is a dashboard, and over here you can take a survey upon what are the accidents you are met with, and over here we will ask a couple of questions to get an idea about what the type of accident you have, what is the help you need from the lawyers, and how you would like to proceed. So this is the first question, then the survey starts, and over here you enter your basic information which you need for a database to reflect for the lawyers. Then we ask them what type of accident it is, and then we have a location access. Basically, what we try to do is match you to lawyers inside a radius or the inside the parameters that you want your lawyers to be matched within. Over here, you can use the current location which will be matched by the IP address, and it will reflect on the database. And over here, the location has been saved successfully. I can show you Chandranil, your location is Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. Next, we move on to the bidding system. So over here, what we try to do is create a very compact bidding system where you can enter your name. Since you already entered your name, you can autofill the data, which you will call from Firebase database, and it will automatically autofill your data. And then you will go on to seek lawyers, and over here we have added several parameters. For example, you want within 1 kilometer, you want within 5 kilometers or 3 kilometers. You can filter out those lawyers according to the database and where you are located.
So continuing what Devanshi just said, when you select your lawyer according to this specialization, a pop-up window will, this window, in this window you can choose the type of consultation, it's minute wide, and after that you can pay by the card, which is normally just pay enter your card details and pay by that. This is pay by MetaMask. This will take you to this website, and in this, if you type your value in rupees, it will directly convert into ethers, and then if you pay by MetaMask, you will get a pop-up video. If you don't have it, you can always go here and create one, but since I have it, I will show you.
Yeah, thank you, Devas. Hang up.
Any questions?
You are passing areas. Questions from the audience? The judges don't have any questions.
Any questions, guys?
Actually, the auto drivers and the restaurant drivers, they may not be more knowledgeable to type their problem or anything else. How will you deal with those all? Actually, they have to come into your platform, and they have to they have to take the legal services from the lawyers or from the insurance companies, right? So how will they be keeping the problem in the website? Like if they are not educated, they doesn't know how will they communicate. If they doesn't know how to type, if they doesn't know, anything.
See, we're gonna add this in scalability part where we can have a customer support call, or on call we can ask them we can help them fill out the details. And we have see, what this solution is direct to a particular market. It's a particular sector. I understand what you're saying is completely right. What this is doing, since by MetaMask using the Web3 escrow payment. So it's directly towards the sector that needs the data security, the data ownership. Okay, what you have said, that we can always add in the scalability, but all they can pay by card, or they can have that internet access like. They can just proceed with that, or if they want because the first plan of ours is free, so they can just access it and try to analyze what they wanted to do, and if they want to continue, they can go for the paid version.
How will you identify the fraud index? Like,
So we're going to use TPS, which is authentication. In scalability, we want to do it with X.509, which is the authentication service, which is going to authenticate every user that's going to sign up into our blog, because we can't have a corrupt or anyone with malicious intentions on our blog, because it's going to affect our transactions.
Any other question? By the way, only one question per person, please. Any other questions? Thank you, ladies. So the next team that's going to pitch is Tank Safe. Tank Safe.
Hi everyone, I am Hackap from TaxSafe, and we are here with the system fuel thermal monitoring and alert system. So first of all, why we came up with this? So the thing is that this is basically for thefts related to the fuel of a commercial vehicle. So I want to tell you guys a thing that there are two types of thefts in this industry. One is external thefts and one is internal thefts. So the external theft is someone is a robber, he comes up to a vehicle, goes near your fuel tank and tries to take out the fuel. He successfully takes it out and then your fuel has been stolen. The second and the main point of our project, of our whole system, is that the internal thefts. The internal theft is like a driver from a company which owns many trucks is there, and he has partnered with a petrol pump worker. So the petrol pump worker, he and they will together. He'll go to petrol pump, will log that he has bought petrol of around about 20,000 rupees. But he'll fill the petrol of cost 10,000 rupees, and the 10,000 rupees that is the difference will be divided by how they have decided, will be divided among the driver and the petrol pump worker. So the thing is that the external thefts, we can detect, like, we can see that they are detected. Because like, if your petrol has been stolen, you'll know that. But the internal thefts, you'll never know what is happening, because because the driver is doing something which you can't see with your own eyes or nothing like that. So how will solve this problem? So we are providing features like ultrasonic sensor. We are using it right now in a prototype. This sensor will calculate the difference with rise and fall in the petrol tank. This will be placed inside petrol tank, and with the help of this, we'll know the differences, and it sends alerts. Then we'll place a high resolution camera. We'll capture the thief goes there. He tries to do something. He'll capture image of the thief. So next is GPS tracking. So the app, whenever something is detected, the app will send the exact location, the time, the coordinates, everything along with the photo, so that we know what happened and where it all happened, and we were able to catch the culprit. The next thing is environmental sensor. We'll also place environmental sensors inside the fuel tank. For example, we have placed a DST22 sensor here, which tells us the temperature and the humidity inside the tank. So the thing is that there are several things problems which can happen if the fuel inside temperature and humidity are beyond the levels of the required levels. Next thing is we have integrated the project with cloud, and there's a feature whenever theft has been occurred, external theft. You can instantly get an alert on your app, and then you can instantly lodge the FIR. Next is our main point, that is creation of real-time logs, which will help us to get saved from the internal thefts which are done by the drivers of the company. This is so the proof of concept. I'll explain this with the help of our prototype. So let's say my friend Dave here, he is a person who is trying to steal petrol from our truck. So right now he's stealing. So fuel thefts have been detected here at this particular time, and then time has been 1458 and date, and a fuel log has been created which tells us like at this time the location here event has happened. And we can also see this thing on location here. So this is the location where the theft happened, and then we can generate an FIR right from here. And the FIR has been generated, we download it there. And the second, here is the sensors data. This is the fuel level, just for calculation of what difference has been made when the fuel was stolen and things like that. And also we are providing humidity and temperature for the ranges. And then next thing is the refueling thing, which is the main one. So now, the refueling is being done at the petrol pump right now. So fuel refueling has been done, the time is here, and also again a log has been generated. So this is just a prototype, but what will happen in real life is when I go to a petrol pump, I'm a driver, and I'll go to the petrol pump, I'll write in a software which is developed by us, I'll write down like I filled petrol worth 20,000 and calculate how much it was with the help of the current rates, and then it will be also sent to this system, and it will compare the difference between. If there is a difference, we will instantly know that a theft has occurred, a driver has done an internal theft here. So now I'll move on to the UI UX software app. This is the circuit diagram.
So this is the UI UX of the app. Basically, we have not yet developed the application. This is the interface. First, when the fuel theft is detected, the database will send an alert message. Then when the incident proceeds, he will see the live location of the vehicle information, where the theft is detected, who is driver, who is what he is carrying. Then he will here we have a photo of the suspect also. and we can generate FIR directly through our app. That's the one thing we did here.
So now I'll talk about the alternatives right now in the market. So there are many companies who are providing facilities like the sensor, because a sensor comes integrated, a fuel level detector sensor comes integrated inside vehicles, but it does not give you the things we are giving, like it does not detect if the sudden fall, sudden rise, and everything like that. Also, some have features like if there is any tampering with the vehicle, it beeps. But we are integrating all of these features together, plus a feature that we did research and we didn't find anything for the internal clipping right now. So this is just a projection like without monitoring safety with standard system inside.
Yeah, thank you.
With that safety.
You should do that even for on with APT. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, thank you. The next team that we would like to invite up here, Legal Eagles. Legal Eagles.
Okay, so everyone, we are Team Legal Eagles, and so what is the problem we are facing in the current scenario in transportation systems? Basically, when any transportation professional is stuck on the road, it is very difficult for them to get the exact right help, and that too easily and fast. They are confused between calling different law firms and searching through directories, but getting that perfect solution is really hard. So that's when Legal Eagle comes into the picture. It not only fastens the process of getting legal help, but it also matches the lawyer which is required for your particular problem according to the situation you are in. So the platform Legal Eagle is powered by an AI legal assistant called Eagle, which provides location-based matching to the specialized lawyers which are available in your area. And also, Eagle will hold your hand and navigate you through the entire process, and you don't have to do anything for using this app. You don't need any prerequisite knowledge. You don't need to be techie. Any layman, even a common man with no prior information can use our app, because we have three very important features. First is we are giving multilingual features for the people across the country, so that anyone with any literacy level can access the app. And secondly, we have a web application, so that no one needs to get it pre-installed on their phone when they are in trouble, and it also provides a good user interface because it is more easily visible to everyone instead of a website. This is the UI part of our prototype. I'll be getting into it. Okay, so talking about the market, since in Indian concept, we have a lot of transportation or vehicle owners, to be precise. The amount is around of
total vehicles owned in India is around 30 crore people have vehicles registered on their name, and at any point of the time they might need legal help, right? So this is the total available market for a web app. And then if we talk about the total serviceable market, it is the amount of people who have a digital access also along with the vehicle. Then only they can use our platform, right? And then the thing is serviceable obtainable market. If you own a vehicle, you own a smartphone, and then you are into a legal issue, that would be our serviceable obtainable market here. And our legal wishes to capture 16 to 18% of the total market in the initial years of its launch. Then when we talk about business model, how will we generate revenue from our platform? We can do it in 3 simple ways. The first is commission-based revenue. We can take commissions from lawyers so that they can list themselves on the app and get matchings related to the incidents. Second is subscription plans. Lawyers can also opt for a subscription plans which facilitates them to get better visibility if some incident has happened, or there is a priority matching also. And the third one is secure escrow payment system. Since it is a legal matter, right? So a secure escrow payment is very, very important to ensure fairness on both the sides, both the customer and the lawyers. So okay, now I'll be explaining the prototype which we have did so far. Okay. Okay, so this is the landing page. As soon as you log into our web app, you'll see that Eagle page, and then Eagle takes over. This is the chatbot. Eagle will ask you that what problem do you have, what issue are you facing, and then it matches you to the best lawyers which are available nearby your location, in your vicinity, and then it will take you to an app, and from there you can either choose a bid for lawyer, or you can directly choose one lawyer with whatever you want. For example, here then you can see the lawyer page with all the details, expertise and experience. And then if you continue, Eagle steps in again to ask your full name, phone number and etc. And this particular thing, the information which you can see here is already pre-written by Eagle based on the information you provided it into the first step. And from here it goes again. If the AI assistant feels that the information that you have provided is not good enough for a lawyer to start working on your case, then it will ask you for more information, and then it will auto-generate a report which is sufficient for the lawyer to start working on your case, and then it directly connects you to the lawyer, and you and the lawyer can directly chat in real time and work out the next steps. You can accept the lawyer's bid, and then you can pay the bid through a complete escrow payment system to ensure fairness. And that's more or less it. Any questions? There are any questions?
For example, I'm a driver. I don't have a driving license. I take a bike and I take my bike and I'm not beach road.
Okay, so to list yourself, if you are
Wait, let me come.
yeah, please.
And the police caught me there.
Okay.
If I contacted illegal, I have made a mistake. And how can a lawyer can help me? See, presently all the transportations are missing, accidents and no helmet. Anything are mistakes of the drivers only. In that case, how can a lawyer can help you get over of that mistake?
See, first of all, to authenticate, you will always find your name, phone number, your driving license, ID, and everything. No miscellaneous people are allowed into our space, right? And same for the lawyers also will obtain their license and everything. And if you have some minor issues, like someone scratched the window of your car, so you can directly talk to Eagle and give some. Then Eagle can advise you for some laws which are there in your interest. You do not need to talk to the lawyer compulsorily. You can, if you don't want to hire a lawyer for a small minor inconvenience, you cannot. It's completely your choice.
In most of the cases, fine is minimum among them consulting any other platform.
See, there are basic transportation laws, right? So if your inconvenience is finable, the administration will always fine you. But if you need a lawyer, if you are involved in something which needs a lawyer, then our platform will come into use.
Also, I would like to add that we have a plan of training our AI with the very basic legal knowledge, like the very basics which do not really need a lawyer. Like somebody scratched your car, and for all of that, we are planning to have a compensation calculator in which you can take a photo of the place damage, and which will automatically calculate the amount that should be compensated, which does not require a whole of legal procedure and lawyer involvement and everything.
So yeah, if the two parties want to solve it between themselves, if the issue is very minor, we can do that with this feature. Yes.
So it's not a legal assistant that is real, it's working?
Right as of now, not developed the app. Yeah, we would need further funding to develop the app. So yeah,
Can you list all the technical skills that you will require to use the app and develop the app?
So we'll be using a word stack. We're using React, Express, and as well as a MongoDB database. On top of that, we are using the Assistance API for the actual bot. That bot will be trained that bot will be trained on all the law and knowledge that it requires, and it will work specifically on the platform for us. Right. So that is the. Yeah, that will be on the.
We don't have a Flutter, we have a web application. So it's a website designed for phones. It is for better usage because when a person is in accident, they don't already have a pre-installed app in their phone, or they don't always carry a laptop or anything. So they can just access the website through their phone.
Which AI model will be using? Which AI model will be using?
I will be using ChatGPT for this, so they have a API for it.
We have a special training. It costs about like $30, I think. Yeah. So we require that funding to make that procedure. Hence, we have not developed that part yet.
I have a question over here.
What happens if my lawyer takes longer time to resolve the case?
The lawyer will get immediate notification as soon as you bid it.
So, what happens if my lawyer takes longer time to resolve my
The thing
case?
is that we have an escrow payment system, so the person when takes up will pay to us. The fund will stay with us until and unless the case is completely resolved. When the case is completely resolved, then only the fund will be completely transferred to the lawyer. Hence, that will create a sense of security from both sides. Also, I would like to highlight.
How can a customer trust a lawyer?
For lawyers,
There may be fraud lawyers also.
all the lawyers are verified. We are taking their degree certificate and the license number, authenticating every lawyer before they can sign up with the case.
You told us that that's okay. One of the judges has a follow-up question. Somebody else. Any other question? You had a question in the back? Okay. Good.
I would also like to highlight the point that our future plans also include text-to-speech and speech-to-text conversion. So in case somebody is not in their native city and they don't know how to speak a particular language. For example, if someone from Delhi comes here for their driving job or whatever, and they cannot speak Telugu or they cannot speak even English, so they can do it in their native language and they will convert it from speech to text and also the text to speech in case they need to respond.
We have multiple language supports and text-to-speech and speech-to-text. It can be used throughout the country for any literacy level. So it is accessible to any person who can drive or has a vehicle.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Text-to-speech and speech-to-text is something that takes voice to text, text to voice. What you are talking about is translation.
So both we have.
Don't tell me now. That's what you should have told me.
It's not voice.
Thank you. Thank you. Are you done? Yeah, the last and final team that's going to pitch is Crown Shield. Crown Shield.
Yeah, you can. In the picture, please.
So my name is Paul.
Yeah.
This is our team members. We have developed one prototype model. You can see this smart helmet, intelligent safety helmets. So actually, in Mute, you can see that several hazards can happen when something just hits that person. Some hazard can happen. You can see here. It can detect. According to the problem statements, we have developed this model and several features also we have added. Just like it is not connected to the mute, so that this model can be used for any machineries. Machineries means mute, and this is also low cost model, and several features also added AI test, and also visual and audible features is also added here. You can see whatever the some already a few minutes ago one asked what happens if something falls down. When it falls down, this camera can detect using this sensor. Actually, this sensor is bothering. So from this camera will move according to this lane, and it will capture that image. From that image, it can detect what is the distance from this. You can see we have done for car. If something is falling down, we can detect what is the distance from this. If we add some more camera also, it can be done for whole 360 degree. This is done automatically 360 degree rotating camera. When something is it detect all that time it is triggered to that location. Another thing is the audio. For audio, we have added one portion actually here. This will be added this portion so that that worker can listen the voice from control room, or he can communicate to the control room also. Another thing is that in this display there will be one SS button. In this SS button, worker has to just press, and after pressing this, that signal will be sent to the control room. So immediately that mute can be stopped. Also, if here will be one that laser system will be added in the front. In using that laser system, that smoke will be detected. When smoke will be detected, what is the distance from fire? That can be same technology using this camera. We have already developed another algorithm, the distance of fire. So rescue purpose also we can use this one using mute also. Also another facilities are there. GPS location we can use, which can be indicated here. Also temperature, and if some poisonous gas is there, gas sensor is there, it will detect and just it will show in the display screen. Everything will be displayed and it can be sent to the control room just using this Raspberry Pi to the that worker's phone. From phone to that control room can be connected. And this dot light is also added here, and this light is 180 degree rotable. So whatever the direction is there, so that they can just see what is going on. This is our display model. You can see. This is the cat model. And also one attachment will be added there. in the street so that it will monitor the pulse. If some hazard has happened, what is the condition of that worker? We can detect using that pulse generator that will be added in the street, so that from third person we can detect that pulse also. We can see several parts for this prototype model. The cost is 12,800 for this prototype model. Actually, whatever models are available in the whole world, in India there is no this type of prototype is there, no model is there. Outside models, some models are there. We have just these two we have to find out, and those are no just like this multi-purpose features actually. We have lots of features. You can see real-time display, obstacle detection, processing unit, high power, also SAS button is there, and voice assistant, gas and altitude sensor is there, customizable AI modules is there. But using all these, after everything, we have only 20,000 for customers. This is the target usage. We can see in construction, in tunnel, for flyover also, for wind turbine, for rescue concepts also. We have added several features for rescue also, and another thing is there for swimming plant also. You can see for electrical activities also in several machineries. Also, we will planning to add one portion actually. This is 3D view of the tunnel. When some work is going on, that what is the in which way he is traveling. That camera will detect that part and make one 3D view, so that if some hazard has happened, that 3D map can tell in which way he has walked actually, so that it can be easily detected in which portion that hazard has happened. Also, we know that just few days ago, Delhi has very much affected in flood actually. In that purpose also we have developed another algorithm where how many objects are drowned. Using that algorithm, actually how many objects are drowned we can detect. Just people have to work this, and whatever drowned portions objects are there, it can be detected. Also another uses are there, just like film and photography cleaning and all other things. This is the targeted companies which we have listed here. In India, this company is actually using and also manufacturing these views. So we are planning to just first contact those companies, and we are planning to just tie up those companies so that we can proceed for our next model also. This is our business model. Production cost almost 30,000. Individual purchase maybe 20,000. Bulk price maybe 70,000. And after we have done this model within few days, I think within next month we can that first model we can prepare, and from the next year we are planning to do for international business. Thank you.
Thank you. Question? Because it's not your direct competition, you don't have any questions.
Very sophisticated.
Oh. What was the problem and why do we have so many features for one problem? Questions? Excellent. Thank you. So we're going to break for about 5 to 7 minutes. We'll break for 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you for coming. Thank you all for coming. So it's been a whole day of engaging at Hackap. You feel good? That good doesn't sound very good. You all feel good? Yes. How many of you been to Hackap before? Okay. A lot of you haven't been here. This is your first time coming here. Alright, when did you all find out about this hackathon? About a month ago? 3 weeks ago? How many of you found out about this hackathon about a month ago? 1 month ago, how many of you knew? Okay, one person. 3 weeks ago? ago, how many of you knew about this hackathon? 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, how many of you knew about this hackathon? 1 week ago. If you knew before, then raise your hands. 1 week ago. Okay, 1 day ago. I'm just trying to assess how many of you did one night batting game. Honestly, how many of you spent more than 24 hours working on this problem statement? More than 24 hours. That's good. More than 48 hours. That's good. About a week. Okay, the reason I'm asking these questions is, you all know that these problem statements are proposed or suggested by PPL Transport Corporation Private Limited. We have Mr. Chalam here. He's representing the company. He works closely with the owner, and so they came up with these problem statements together. Now, they are dealing with these problem statements that for some years, some decades. Every time there is a problem, they keep solving it, moving forward, keep solving it, going forward. That's how any good business works. And they are not a small mom and pop store. What about 150 crores turnover? 100 crores turnover. This is a big company. And they're not the only game in town. There are other companies like them in the country that are all facing the same problems. So I met Mr. Rajesh, who runs PPL Transport, at a chance meeting, a local VCCI meeting, and I heard him trying to use AI as part of their business. Now, how can they improve their business processes using artificial intelligence? And he was talking so passionately about it, and I thought, you know what, this is what our students have to listen to, or they have to hear this. People are really trying to use AI, and you are learning AI. So, if you heard him, then you'll be inspired. That was my thought. Then I invited him to Startup Saturdays, and he gave an excellent talk. The room was full. It was really, really interesting to listen to him. And he came up with these several problem statements, and I thought, okay, this is important for me to capture and present them to startups that we have. So I asked him to put them on paper. He generously put them on paper, and they gave us 16 problems. 16 problem statements were given to us, and we said, okay, how do we go about, taking the next step? Do we want to invite all the startups to check them out and see what they want to do? Or do we want to encourage students like you to take them on as part of a hackathon? We discussed it and we decided to do a hackathon. That's how this hackathon came about. So there are a couple of things I want you to note here. Our hub does programs. Startup Saturdays is a forum that we have first and third Saturday. A local industrialist or somebody who's running a business or who's doing something that has challenges in their regular professional life comes and speaks there. They present the challenges that they're facing. And we take those challenges, convert them into problem statements, and pose them to people like you. Why is it important to pose them to you? Because we know that you are all brilliant. There is no question about if you are brilliant. The question is always about how are you using your brilliance. This is just one channel for you to use your brilliance. Right? Every one of you can take on any of these problem statements, and if you put in your effort and resources, you can solve them. It's just a matter of time and effort. If you apply yourselves, you will get there. We are just opening the doors. It is for you to walk through them. That is what AHA does. That is what we do for the most part. We have other administrative, managerial stuff that we have to do, which is like, ordering lunches for you and all that stuff. That's a small part, but this is what we strive for, to see you come here, apply your brilliance, solve some problems, and make people like Mr. Chalam's life happier. It'll be easier for him. He can make 200 crores if you solve his problem. 200 crores means maybe another 2,000 jobs. Some of you can get in those jobs, right? That is what AHAB is all about. Employment generation, economic development. We don't have to wait for somebody from somewhere else to come and solve our problems, or for us to go to the US and elsewhere to find a job. We can do that here. We can create jobs here, we can serve ourselves well. That is the business we are in, and that is why we want to work with you. Thank you for making the time, thank you for coming here. Hopefully you had fun. Some of you I know are hanging out for the night and staying here overnight, and tomorrow you will see Vizag a little more. So that is all great. Any questions for us, for AHA? What do we do? Do you want to know more about AHA? Do you already know everything about AHA? If you are close by, some of you are from AU. I've seen you multiple times at these hackathons. Some of you are new here. We do these hackathons every 2 months. The next hackathon coming up is in November. Okay, today we said we have a prize money up to 1 lakh. That 1 lakh, we said up to 1 lakh, we were careful. Because just because you took the effort and time to show up here and show us your work doesn't get you anything. Your solution has to be on a path to being market ready. This is not an assignment. This is not for a grade. This is real life. We want you to think about it that way. So if you thought about it that way and you proposed a solution that Mr. Chalam and the judges felt, okay, this is something that I can work with, this I can take forward, then you will get a prize. How much is determined by the judges. So if you did not get prize money, that is the message we're trying to tell you. It's like you worked hard, there's no question about that. But you are probably not thinking in those terms, being market ready. This is a learning exercise, because most of us, when we go to school, we are taught to take the test and pass it. Right? That's what we get trained in. We are told how to pass a test. We can all pass a test regardless of the subject. It can be Sanskrit or rocket science, we will pass it. If we have a syllabus in 3 months' time, I'm sure you will all pass any test. Right? That's what we get trained in. But that's not what we do here. What we're doing here is we want you to look around your world, find those challenges that you see, identify them, and solve them. For yourself, for the society around you. We are only creating an opportunity for you to exercise that part of your brain, where you're trying to think that. So, we all have a lot of work all the time, but we are happy to do it because when we see bright faces coming up here and saying, this is what I want to do, that gives us a big shot in the arm. We want to do this more and more. So go tell your friends, next hackathon is in November, end of November. And that one is proposed by APPDCL, the state's electricity board. Okay, the problem statements are out. The announcement is out. And we are going even bigger from now. The prize money is up to 6 lakhs. Total 6 lakhs worth of prizes. First prize will get 2.5 lakhs. So we're talking real big money here. The promise for this hackathon is PBL Transport is here to take you on as a company to invest in it and proceed further. So with that, I'll stop here. Since I didn't get a chance to attend any of your presentations, I don't have any specific feedback. I'm sure judges will have some. But thank you all for coming. Thank you all for being part of this effort. I can see happy faces. I'm not really seeing anybody who is sad. That is great. No tired faces. Nobody seems like, okay, it's done, let's go home. Everybody's happy. That's good to see. Thank you.
Ask a professor to speak and this is what you get. We have fun over here. He was very serious, but that is his very serious face. We normally don't behave that way. We have a lot of fun, teasing all the time, sometimes in formal occasions like this. But that's a part of life. What's life without fun? Alright, before I go on, I would like to ask Mr. Chalam Surampudi. He's from PBL Transport Corporation. He's listened to about 75% of all the presentations and pitches. So he has some thoughts to share. please share even the negative ones, or rather the ones where they need improvement. Because all of these are very young people, as you can see. We give them the right direction and they can achieve a lot. That's our attempt here, trying to get them to do much more than what they really think they're capable of. Because they're capable of a lot more.
Well, first of all, thanks to Hackap for arranging this. And we had a lot of discussions internally. And Mr. Rajesh, who he referred to in the beginning, he's the managing director of PBL. And he would have loved to be here. Unfortunately, he couldn't. He's traveling and he couldn't be here. And if he was here, then we both would have been here. I'm a consultant. I've been working with PBL for the last almost some 7, 8, 9 years. And today I am so closely associated with PBL that I'm fine. Okay, so almost every decision that is made regarding non-financial aspects, that is all technical and the various other strategic aspects, we have a discussion and I do provide inputs for that. I also teach, like Dr. Divakar is in another probably role earlier. I teach some MBA students, so I'm not unfamiliar with youngsters like you. And one of the things that he mentioned when he was talking is that almost everybody has got potential, okay, and that is true. It's just a matter of what potential do you have and how do you bring that potential out of you, and how to make you recognize that you've got potential. Because a lot of people come in thinking that I don't have a future other than this little thing that I think I'm capable of. But actually, you've got the world in front of you. All you need to do is be able to understand how to figure yourself out, how to figure the world out, and then how you can contribute to that, because everybody can contribute. There's no question about it. And you're all privileged because you've all got education. You've reached a point where you're doing a degree. You've reached a point where you're actually coming here and participating in such activities and making presentations. So, absolutely, everything that you want to, anything that you want to do, you can. I looked at today's presentations, and PBL, obviously, we have been struggling with a number of use cases, because whenever we encounter a problem, and that's where I commend Rajesh. In fact, the reason why I associated myself so strongly with PBL is because his commitment to technology and the usage of technology is so strong that today PBL is fully automated. It doesn't use paper anywhere. It doesn't use cash anymore. Everything is online, and there's an ERP system that has been developed from ground up, and it does almost every process within the organization. People are used to it, and people who work there are not, PhDs or postgraduates and so on. They are all ordinary, normal people. And ordinary, normal people being able to use technology is what we want. We shouldn't need extraordinary people to do normal work. Okay, we need the technology to be extraordinary to make normal people be able to work. So that's the way we want to do. Technology should be, and it should be accessible to anybody, which is what PBL does. It uses technology in its all the operations. And of course, now what is happening is that the transportation industry also is waking up to the usage of technology within the industry. So a number of manufacturers like Tata's and Ashok Leyland and so on, they are integrating a number of devices with their vehicles. Many of you, if you've done a little bit of research, you would have known that some of the things that you have shown over here are actually already there. Okay? And also, many of these solutions, many of the problem statements that we have given you are not without solutions. There are solutions available somewhere. Either they are impractical, or they are not, or they are incomplete, or they are too expensive, or they have to be imported, and there is no local service available. So these are the various other challenges that are there. And if you guys, you don't have to invent something from scratch. There's no need. if you can develop something, if you can look at something and say that here is an idea, and find out what are the downsides to them, like too expensive, too difficult to use, not user friendly, and so on and so forth. And then if you are going to add value by coming up with a solution which is going to address those problems, then you've got a market. There's no question. And that's what we were looking at. So all these problem solutions problem statements that we gave you, you know that they are fairly straightforward to understand. Now, I've listened to the pictures that you have made, and the judges have as well. The things that struck me was that, of course, some of you have mentioned that you had only 1 month, 1 week of time, or some people have said, a few days of time itself. So that might have been a challenge. But then, one of the things that I recommend that in future you do, whatever hackathon it might be that you are attending or whatever you're doing, is intense amount of research. You need to be able to go into the market and actually look at what is actually happening over there. And for that, if you have to go into the field, that is absolutely essential, because secondary research will give you a lot of information, but not enough. You must get a feel of what happens in the market. For example, now a lot of you have presented about the legal solution, where an accident or something happens, or an incident happens when the vehicle is going on a highway, and then there is a problem, and you need some kind of support. So what do you do? Now, this has to be imagined. And you can imagine this. Vehicle is going, what happens if it's night time? Okay, it's the middle of the night, and then you're saying that you're going to be sending messages to a lot of lawyers. They'll all be sleeping. So how do you get a response? Okay, that's a question that you need to answer. Similarly, you're going in some place where there's a little village. Now the nearest lawyer might be 15, 20 kilometers away, or even 30 kilometers. Then what happens? How do you address this problem? You need to start imagining these things. And if you can't imagine, then the next step that you can do is to be bold. And that is something that I find is generally lacking in your generation at this point. Okay? What you need to do is, if you find that there is something that you're looking at, and you've compiled something, you want validation to this, all you do is pick up and call. You could have called Hackap, you could have called us, and we would have given you that information, because that's what we did when we had the session at 11:30 a few days ago, or a week ago, when we said we'll answer any questions. And if, let's say, some of you couldn't attend, then you could just have called, Mr. Srinivas or Mr. Divakar, and said, I want to speak to these people. How do I get to them? Can you give me a number? What's the worst that can happen? No, you can't. Okay, fine. Then you can come here and stand up here and say, I tried to get this information, I couldn't. Here is what I brought with what I brought. Okay. And then it makes a lot of difference. And that is the quality that everybody is looking for. You need to be proactive. You cannot wait for things to come to you. You have to go to them. Okay. So in future, don't hesitate to be bold. At most, you'll be rejected. Somebody will say, no, I'm sorry, I can't be done. Fine. Carry on. Find something else. Okay. But that is one message that I wanted to give all of you, that please be proactive in future. Don't wait for somebody to tell you, and validate. And which is what you're taught in your programming also. Nowadays with agile technologies, one of the things is that continuous testing. Continuous testing is what? It's the same thing. You're continuously validating your solution. As you make a part of it, you validate it. You make another part of it, you validate it. Okay. However you can. That's basically what it is. Then of course, research, field work, I told you, you need to get into the field, go and look. Some of you have given solutions for diesel theft. All you needed to do was go into the market, look at a few vehicles, see how the fuel tank is, where is it positioned, and you say that you want to take a picture of the person who's stealing your diesel. Now, where are you going to keep the cameras? And what will happen if this person who's stealing it knows that there are cameras there, and then sort of blocks them? So how is that going to work? So what are the solutions for that? And these are the kinds of things that the more you think, the more ideas you get, and the more ideas you get, the more solutions, and then maybe you'll build a solution which is too heavy. But that's okay, you can pare it down, but you can't pare it up. That's more difficult. Going down is easier. Then also whenever a problem statement is given to you, like we have given, we don't want to mention the whole thing. We can write a whole page on each one of those. But we don't want to do that. We just give you a short sort of glimpse of what the project or what you need. And it's your responsibility to elaborate on that and to find out and work out the needs. If you work only on what is being given to you, then you are likely to miss out on a lot of things. I think some of you have done that, and that is probably one of your issues, which you can in future address, because this is not the last hackathon that you'll be attending. This is not the last hackathon that they'll be conducting. And there are so many other projects that will be there, not just hackathons. Okay, there'll be other projects also. So one of the things that you need to do is get into the detail, get into the spirit of the problem. Okay, you should understand why is it that they are having this problem? What is the pain behind this? And then if you start imagining, you will start understanding what that is. So that's basically, those are the few things that struck me when I was listening to you. Of course, commercials, some of you have actually brought in the commercials, which you need to think of, because if you're going to come up with a solution which is going to be too expensive, then it's not going to be workable. And if it's something that you're going to use some rare products that you have to get from somewhere, then that's a problem. And the other one which suddenly struck me, and I wanted to say this, is look at perspectives. Every problem can be looked at from multiple perspectives. Okay, so you've got your legal solution. What is the lawyer's perspective? What is the driver's perspective? Now the driver's perspective is that if there is an accident, and you probably know this, if you're going on a bike, you hit somebody, you're not going to be standing there because people come and beat you up. You're going to run from that place, and that's what drivers do. They're not there. They're going to run from that place. So where is the question of filling out a form? There is no question of filling out a form. The moment there's an accident, you should have some kind of a system by which the person presses a button and immediately the information goes to the company that he is working for, or to his boss or somebody, and the nearest police station, maybe the nearest lawyer. Maybe this is just one conceptualization of an idea. But then let's say, for example, the person has gotten into an accident, and there are both the vehicles which are on the road. Now this person has to get off the road, and this has happened many times. You might have been traveling in your vehicle, a car has come, and then you both hit. Both of you are stationed there, and then you're having an argument. Now at that time, if you want a legal solution, then what you have to do is, obviously you have to take a picture or a video of whatever is happening and transmit that. Because without video evidence, without pictorial evidence, nothing is going to work. So if you're able to straight away transmit that to your lawyer, then you've got something. Okay, so these are the kinds of things that you have to think. When you start looking at perspectives, what about the perspective who's been hit? What about them? What is their perspective to the problem? Do they want a lawyer? Okay, because they also, your app can work for them also. So what happens when you start looking at perspectives? Whenever you have a problem, the first thing that you must do is, who are all the actors and what are their perspectives and what is it that we can build? You can build from only one perspective, that's fine. You have to say that these are the 10 perspectives that are there, but my solution only addresses this perspective or these two perspectives. That's fine. So these are the kinds of things that you can probably build into your solutions in future. But today, I think I have had a great time, and I really enjoyed the time that I was here. And thank you very much for all the enthusiastic participation. Doesn't matter who wins. And then the way we'll go about it is that once they tell us who the winners are, then we will get in touch with you, and then we'll probably have a chat. You might have to make the presentation once again to the rest of maybe a few more people in PBL. And then we'll see how to proceed from there. That's how we will work. Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you, Hackap. Thank you very much.
Once again, thank you to PBL Transport Corporation for making this happen by giving of course Dr. Vadapalli for imagining this particular hackathon and saying this is what we're going to do. Okay, I know that you're eager for things to happen, but then we also know how things go once the prize distribution starts. So while I have a little bit of your attention, I know that Deepak and Suresh don't talk a lot, so I'm going to quickly ask the judges to give their points of view. Suresh, some quick thoughts on some things that they've done well and some things that they will improve.
Good evening, everyone. I think a lot of people have come from far away, so we really appreciate everybody's participation. So there are a couple of things that I want to share. Number one is, as I don't know how much experience you have as hackathon participants, but when you have a team of 4, look at the problem statement. You have to really understand what you are building. And first of all, evaluate what skills are needed to solve the problem, right? So, out of the 4 team members that you have to make sure that you have the skill sets required to solve that problem. So, don't pick only students from like computer science or IT or one place. So that's my advice is, look at the problem statement. Let the statement drive your team's participants, right? Only then you will have a balanced team that can look at the problem from different angles and build a viable solution. That's what you need. So as you get more experience, participating in different hackathons and trying to understand, how to make a successful pitch, always build a strong team. That is the number one basic principle to be a good entrepreneur, a good startup. So without a successful team, a team that is balanced, you are going to hit a lot of roadblocks. Okay, so those are some of the key elements that I have seen in today's winners. Is a team that is a little bit balanced, who have people from different, skill sets. I mean, even if you are from the same team, you need to have the different skill sets to be able to solve and build a proof of concept. So those are the 2 things that I want to share with you.
As I promised, these are 2 judges who are not going to speak a lot, so pay attention because before you know it, they would have finished giving their inputs. Now I present to you Dr. Deepak Madala to be mounted.
Really, folks, some of what I say is going to be a repetition of what Mr. Chalam and Suresh have already spoken, but it's worth repeating because it's the message that needs to go into your heads. Okay? So there's a difference between how you approach a problem statement and how you approach a project that you do in your college. I believe we agree on that, right? So a project that you get in your college, you'll probably solve it within your college setting. Within the college library, within your hostels or wherever. Using the knowledge that is local to you. Or you search the internet. When it comes to a problem statement that's coming from real world, you need to go into the real world. You got to understand and walk in the shoes of the people facing the problem. Otherwise, you don't get it. No matter how imaginative you can be, you'll never get what they are facing. So I'll pick up examples to reiterate this point. Now, let's talk about an accident, right? Transportation accident. They need legal help. That's also what Mr. Chalam took as an example. We're talking about lawyers being in the local area, right? Closest lawyer to that accident site. Think about it a different way. The location of the lawyer is not so important by itself, right? Ultimately, it's the police station under whose jurisdiction that the accident comes, right? The lawyer may be living in that area, but he may not be familiar with that police station to help you out. So that's another parameter you will consider, and you will only know once you hit the spot and find out what the driver goes. He brought up another important point. Driver is not going to be found anywhere to get access. Right? And in some of the problem solutions that have come up, you not even consider the various actors that will be involved in that solution or that problem. Different kinds of users, user types, user personas, use cases. All these things should be identified. It's okay if your solution addresses only a specific use case, but the fact that you need to consider other use cases while you develop your solution, at least present to us with some assumptions saying that these are the assumptions we made to develop this solution, but we understand there's a lot more beyond the assumptions that we made. That also gives us a feeling that you guys have considered the problem in the big sense. Okay. A couple of teams have presented lean canvas. You guys want to raise your hands? Who did that? Thanks, sir. You don't want to. You guys did lean canvas, right? Okay. Business model canvas or lean canvas. Now that's the single page document which tells us how you got around to solving the problem. It has every little bit of information that is pertinent to a assessment. I'm not saying that you guys need to do it for the solutions you come up with, but it's important that you go through that process because it will force you to think in the right direction. Okay? So if you guys are not familiar, look them up. Lean canvas models and business model canvases. Okay? And some of you guys have been really good in the presentation skills, but others are so bad. I mean, you had like 4 slides and they were not even in the specific order, right? You were all over the place talking about things on the table. So, although it's not going to carry a lot of weight, but having a full presentation will probably drop points. May not win points, but it's definitely going to send a bad idea. And then guys, you gotta time yourself, right? We've been telling you this, 5 minutes. I don't think any of you had cognizance of the time you're taking in presenting your idea. Startup presentations, the mantra is practice, practice, practice. Only then you'll get better. It's an iterative thing. The more number of times you pitch or present your solution, the better it becomes. So let me ask you this. How many of you presented the solution for the first time today here? Didn't even practice once. Come on, I know there are others. They're just not raising their hands. Right? Okay. Practice twice. Once. You didn't practice at all? You did, right? More than twice? How many? Did you record yourself? How do you get your feedback? You gotta record your presentations and then play it back, then you will know how well you're performing. It's nice to have an audience who will give you the feedback, but at the very least, record your presentation, play it back. I'm sure you are going to hear it. But that's how development comes, right? Okay. Since you're all from engineering background, there's the sense that you need to present us all the technology you use. What front and what back and SOM, TOM, all these things, right? But they're not differentiators. We want you to spend more time presenting your solution than what you use to build a product, right? So related to that is, we don't want these hackathons to be about building an app or an application. That everybody can do, right? It's the solution that we are looking for. how unique the solution, how many use cases is that solution going to fit, and how that solution can be developed further. Building an app, building a working prototype, all those are important. By the way, working prototypes obviously is going to win points, meaning they have taken it forward, the proof of concepts. They have taken it forward beyond an idea in their head. Okay? Good luck, guys. Hope to see you all in more hackathons. Let this not be the first or the last one for you guys.
Okay, we have a recording of Deepak. I believe that's the longest that he's ever spoken in my, friendship and acquaintance with him from the past, I don't know, dozen years or so. That brings us to the end of the feedback. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Now to the, announcement of the prizes. And the CEO of Hackap and the president of Taiwan timed it. Could not have timed it better. He's come here exactly on time for the prize distribution. So without further ado, you can come up there. I can give you and Shalom. While they discuss something really important, I have no idea what that is.
I'll let him declare that stuff. Maybe go guys when the students can come over.
Today you met Hank and Mick earlier, they spoke to you, right? So they're here from Netherlands. They're here to help us figure out our growth management strategy. As you know, AHA is growing very fast. And as part of that exercise, they're meeting with everybody who's engaging with AHA in various ways. So we set up a meeting with the students. This is going to be on October 2nd. It's a holiday, I know. But October 2nd, morning 10 o'clock, it will be here in this building. Those of you who can make it, who are interested to participate in that conversation with and can make, please come here at 10 o'clock. The purpose of that conversation is they want to hear from you, your perspective of an incubation system. Not necessarily AHA, if you engage with AHA regularly, you will get more of that perspective. But from a student's perspective, they want to understand what it is that you're expecting, how are you engaging with it, how do you plan to engage in the future, how do you see this growing as we go forward. That's what they're looking for. So that's going to be at 10 o'clock in this building on October 2nd. That's a holiday, but AHA doesn't have holidays. So, okay? Thank you.
Okay. So, but you guys need to register because there's so much of demand opening it up for all the colleges. So I think
watch our social media, AU Incubation on Instagram. I posted today. So please register. There will be a QR code. Okay?
Yeah. October 2nd, I know some of how many of you are not from Vizag? That's good. That's good. That's my favorite place to go, VTP. Okay. How many VTP? From here, Amit's. Oh, okay. Welcome back. Okay, I start. I tell them the price. VTP.
Currently, they're not from VTP.
Oh, VTP and VIT is different.
Those guys, you don't know them. I think they're.
Oh, they didn't lift their hands.
Yeah, he's not talking about us, he's talking about somebody else. Everybody else is vacancy, they're like, no, we are from VIT.
So, okay, just to make a little bit things exciting for VIT AP, okay, if not VIT AP. My startup, we've just given offers to your final year pre-placement offers. They worked with us on projects and we gave three guys 12 lakh per annum. I don't know how many of them are going to come and join us, but Genie.ai, which is an AI-based fintech startup, which I co-founded. We were working with these guys, but we gave them offers. Hopefully they'll come and join with us. So that's our association with AP. While we get a lot of our products done from there, we also give them replacement offers. Internship leading to a replacement offer. Yeah, we gave them 9 to 12, between 9 to 12, and some, I think one guy 18. Hopefully they come and join. Okay, go ahead.
You know, when I was trying to stop him in the morning, he assured me of something, right? I won't say a word during the valedictory. This is like the third time that he... Okay.
I didn't say that, I keep it short.
Okay, I remember. Anyway,
he said he won't say a word. He said several words.
Yes. Good one, thank you.
So, one more thing that I'd like to mention. So, in addition to PPL transport coming forward, one of the things that I want to mention is the top 3 teams definitely, but other teams that believe that you have a strong case. If you are able to, please stay in touch with PPL Transport Corporation. They're going to have an online session, or they might call you in person depending on where you are and what their convenience is. And you will go and pitch in front of them, as he had mentioned. And if your pitch works out, then they'll use that investment and being the customer and other things. Okay? Right. You can't see, unfortunately.
Okay, I will thank you, sir. Talk to Divakar. Yeah, he has some idea. Okay, before you declare things. Okay. So, how many of you are planning to be back here that we can make on the second? Anybody planning? Maybe not here. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys, 6, 7, 8 guys. Okay, 9, 10. Okay, not bad. 10 people from this will be back. Yeah.
Okay. Commercial talk. It's not only about incubation, it's also about your personal future. So don't miss it, guys. Come, attend. It's just a few hours. I think just a few hours.
No, you
can do the whole day. You can do even a session with you guys. You can do co-creation. So be there. So again, who's attending? Come on, who's attending? Hands up, come on. Hands up, come on. The more the better. The more the better. Thank you so much. See you.
So for the second runner-up, out of the top 5, I am here to declare the second runner-up, the third place winners. The third place winners are Eagle.
Fine, sir. అందరికీ కదా తీయాలి
All together. The group photo. Yeah, it's stand number. You are the people who deal with the tech. Yeah.
Check, please. You already checked.
Okay.
Earlier you already did.
Okay, guys, the winning team, you need to agree upon one bank account of yours and send it to us, and we'll transfer you the cash prize too. So the cash prizes are 10, 7 and 5,000 for the winning second and the third runners up. So 5,000 would be transferred to your bank account. Okay.
The second place, the first runner-up goes to Time Safe. Time Safe.
Okay, all the team together. Once more. Did you get the certificate for your friend? Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so now for the winners. Revan, Gautam. As you can guess, Crown Shield.
Please, please. Okay,
All four together.
Okay.
This is different. This way.
So, it looks like VIT has decided to take away all the top 3 prizes. We're not going to invite people anymore. So, Yogi, you're welcome to come because we do one of the reasons why we are happy that you're getting this is that while other teams are being left out, you're actually making sure that everybody else aspires to be as good as you. And you have to understand, the prize money we said was going to be a total of so much. We did not do that because your solutions, as good as they are, they're good among people who are good, decent. You need to be good among the best, or you need to be the best among everybody else is very good, right? So you need to also aspire to being better than where you are now. Our CEO and of course the president of TIE, Vizag, has a very big heart, and so he comes and keeps doing things. Another person who is sitting right here with a big heart, probably a bigger heart than anybody else over here, Satish. Satish is our friend from this organization called Vizag Volunteer. He is a big fan, a huge fan of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So he recently started a Kalam Dream Labs to encourage startups, to encourage innovation, to encourage science and technology and so on. They have done 571 beach cleanups in Visakhapatnam so far. 500. And during COVID, 4.5 years. And during COVID, when everybody was, people like me, were busy hiding in our houses and saying that, oh my God, COVID. He was out there along with people like him and many young people volunteering and distributing masks, distributing sanitizers, distributing food, distributing whatever is necessary. There was a vehicle breakdown at 11 p.m. in the night. 9 p.m. in the night, and I needed to reach West Bengal at 12 midnight. And as soon as I told him, he said, I'm going to go there and I'll help them fix the vehicle and all of that. So that's who he is. I need you to know who he is. And by the way, he has got a company called F9 Technology. He doesn't run it. He gives it away to somebody else to run it so that he's busy giving his life away to other people.
He was there for the Vijayawada floods, right?
Yeah. By the way, Vijayawada floods, right? He was there collecting food and clothes and money and all kinds of things. I know this is off topic of the hackathon, but you need to understand that there are wonderful human beings among us and with a huge heart, and he's one example, right? Compared to him, Ravi is a little less in terms of his big heart, but he still come up and said, you know what, top 5 teams, I'm going to give the 4th and 5th place teams also recognition. So we've got an Amazon certificate for gift cards for the 4th place and 5th place teams. The 4th place team.
You doesn't know.
I cannot declare the 4th place team. Hey, I don't need to declare the 4th and 5th. We'll do both 4th and 5th together. You know, 4th place, 5th place, whoever the remaining 2 teams are.
Come over.
Come to that, please.
conclude with just 2 minutes?
Yeah, I just want to say that, thank you once again for all of you participating. And if you can, if you don't mind, send your presentations to our hub and I'll receive them. And just because you are not part of the top 3 or etc. doesn't mean anything. It does mean something, but it doesn't mean that you're completely excluded. We still will look at those once again, and if we think that we would like to invite one of you or 2 of you again to have a discussion, we might do that. So please do share your presentations if you can, and then we'll have a look at it. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, I forgot about that. We'll give you a link and you can submit your. Actually, all of your presentations are there in the drive, please. Yeah. So we'll just take it from there. Make sure you update it in case you haven't. So one thing, all the top 5 teams, before you leave the building, in the lobby, there is an Hackap logo over there. If you can assemble over there, we'd like to take a picture with all the top 5 teams together. But before you go, we'd like to get some feedback from any of you, 1, 2, 3. Just a quick 1 minute on what we did well or what we did not do well, what we could have done better. When did you come? I did not know. Will you participate? You only. So, any feedback, inputs, comments? You are ready to go? Anyone? No? Okay, I guess we don't have anybody to give feedback, so maybe we'll force the winners to come. Where is the winning team? One of you. No, wait. Okay, guys. Please be seated. You will get snacks in your seats. We will get feedback from some of you here. Whoever wants to give feedback. If nobody is showing up, we'll call on you. So please come forward.
Otherwise, the money will not get transferred. Three people have to come and talk.
The other thing, Mr. Chalam was mentioning that those of you who did not win does not mean that you don't have a good solution. So please consider that. You want to give feedback? Please come up.
I like to share the experience. I did many hackathons before, but that is only to find solution, and that solution will be not implemented. But this, you are providing that environment to us to have a solution, and you will make us to do that solution to our society. That is the main thing I like that. Thank you. My name is Anurag Gautam. I am from.
Wait. Can you please repeat again?
My name is Anurag Gautam. I am from VITAP, computer science student, 3rd year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody?
While she comes up here, while she's here,
Boys,
who are listening are not going to listen. The snacks that you're getting, the two ladies who've been working hard since this morning to make sure that this place is spick and span when you came in. They have to work more, harder if you don't cooperate and put all the things that you finished eating into the trash can. Please put all of them in the trash can. Don't leave anything on the desk because that's additional work for you. Okay? Thank you.
Okay, so hello everyone, I am Anshika from VIT AP, currently pursuing my Bachelor's of Technology in Computer Science, third year. Honestly, I have done hackathons before, I have done 24-hour hackathons also, but then what I felt was everything was so smooth and everything went so streamlined that we did not face any problems, even if our things were completed. And the best thing which I felt about the entire process was the last part when you guys did not reveal the teams which are going to present, and it was the pressure was so high. I was like, what if our name is next, or what if our name is not next? So, handling that pressure, this is one new thing that I've learned coming here.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
I'm looking around the room. Wherever my eyesight stops, that's where I'll call upon. So you better get here or I'll call you. Who's coming next?
Yeah. You also got a prize, no?
It's like she's saying, I still think the money is bad, but we go open up my mouth.
So I really don't have much to say because me and my team, this was our first hackathon. So VIT AP and team name Taxit, Athar Sarwar. So it was a pretty exciting experience, and our team is surely will try to communicate with your.
Oh yes.
Come on.
Hi guys. Hi. So I am Srikanth, founder of Visionary Sale Labs. Started at Srikakulam. So I used to give services to some of my clients from Chennai, US, and from Delhi. I am from non-IT background where I learned MSc Organic Chemistry. I didn't involve in any hackathons till now. I am much more interested to participate in these type of things. I came before time also for the hackathon which I participated here. Till then I didn't know what I have to showcase in the hackathon, but now again I came up for something what I want to learn something new which I can explore more things. So as you all are from BTech, it's better to learn more things and be as an entrepreneur. Thank you.
Thanks. He's doing his faculty.
Please, feedback. Come on, it's you. Below, ఎవరో ఒకరు రండి మీ టీంలో. If you're not coming, somebody else should come. You go ahead.
Yeah, please maintain silence.
Hi, myself Rakesh. I'm a working professional. I left my studies from past. It's been 7 years. But seeing you all young minds solving different problems make me so young today. And we also built a working model which is ready for the market. And though we were not winning here, we want to take it with the next level, named our company name Near Assist. It's already live in our platform where anyone can onboard. If you are a legal service or instance provider, you can onboard and our team will verify and we'll proceed further. Thank you.
just a reminder, our next hackathon on power distribution is on the 24th of November. The problem statements are already there, that means that have already registered. But this one, you do need electrical background to be able to participate. So anybody from computer science that wants to be a part of, you paid attention when you were pitching your idea, no? Anyone who wants to participate, make sure that you team up with somebody who's doing electrical or has an electrical engineering background. Otherwise, the problems are not easy for anybody without that electrical background. But therefore, the prize money is pretty big. We will talk about it, and with that, we will conclude. When you leave, please make sure you put your trash in the trash can. Thank you.
Okay, about the hackathon, this time when we say 6 lakhs, it is fixed money, it's coming from the government, it's coming from AP EPDCL, Eastern Power Distribution Corporation. MD Prithviraj Tej, IIT Bombay, is very serious about this. These problem statements are not app development and all like that. So one example I'll give you. One or two of those problem statements. Once they are trying to do smart meters, which is basically trying to get data, modems, 3,000 modems that have already been installed to capture the data and send it. It is run out of its firmware. So that's firmware related. So that something has to be updated and maintained. That's one problem statement. They want to bring all those things instead of buying new ones. Second problem statement, when you go in a train, you observe that there are huge transmission lines that are between two cities, usually run for 100, 200 kilometers. During any calamity, somewhere it snaps, and they don't know where the wire had snapped. Today, again, they don't want the regular stuff saying satellite, drone, because not possible, 100, 200 kilometers in the night and all that stuff. So they want to use something different like sounds, sonic stuff. Maybe you send and the signal that tells you exactly at what distance it has snapped. So these are sort of like problem statements. This is a little bit of electrical engineering, physics, and maybe some mathematical and computational stuff. The prize money starts with 2.5 lakhs for the winner, 1.5 lakh, 1 lakh, and 4 consolation prizes of 25,000 each. There will be teams from IITs and all that will be competing, because as soon as you be already passing the government order, because it's a public sector, it's a state government undertaking, as soon as you win it, you will, if the solution is good, just like in this case, you will work with the government, and there will be orders at least to the minimum value of 50 lakhs to anywhere between 7 crores. First order, guaranteed, if you are able to solve that problem and give them a solution. It is not that you can pick up this like your, one day batting like your exam. This is something that you have to work for a month or month and a half to make it. This is again who is serious with entrepreneurship, wants to get it. This is something that you start, you take it, you have, just like in the case of TBL Transport, where you have your first investor, first customer, and they take you to the market. That's why you were saying continue to work on that, and if the solution finally lives up to their thing, they will invest in you and give you the business as well as take you to the market. Same thing out here, they will invest in you by giving you an order, and your startup can take off from there. It's an existing one, it's a new one. One other thing from retail, so many teams out here, how many of you know your seniors have already started, floated the company in the legal space? Do you know them? So you're not knowing what is happening on your own campus. They have decided not to take jobs, and they are going into the AI and ML based legal support, something that's real. So it's like a simple listing. Policeman stops you and asks you for your license and all that. What is your rights and not? It will immediately tell you based on its complete law and criminal history, use their cases, everything. They're bringing it on one platform, and AI, ML, using ML and all that stuff. AI-based legal system. It's not, probably they're not the first. I was supposed to meet them on the 5th, but that event got postponed, right? What was supposed to happen on the 5th at VTP? There was that's happening 1 month later, somewhere on November 5th. So I'll be there then, but I have to find a way to talk to them. So lot of things happening. This is a hackathon where, see here we declared 1 lakh, up to 1 lakh. The solutions are not up to the mark that we expected, so we whittled down the prize monies, but in this case, it's fixed, it's already government, I've already got the sanction orders and all the money, so if the money is fixed, winners walk up with 2.5 lakhs, will probably work out of minimum 50 lakhs per crore. So, all the best, but this is something you have to do multidisciplinary, work with multiple teams and then build those solutions. The problem statements are already up there, you can look at it and see, and the data sets are already being given. And if there are certain problem statement where you still need data set, there is KPMG team which is working. KPMG is one of the world's top 5 consulting firms. They are working on this. They will give you issuer from KPMG will give you the data set on a specific problem statement. If you directly approach us, we will get you that also. So thank you, thanks for being here. So have a good wait.
So we want to thank Chalungar for giving us the problem statements and working with us closely.
Okay, this is from one of our startups which is also going up to London in an experience center. There are 8 airports. It's called Day to Aku Coffee. All coffee and premium chocolates and instant coffee from them, sir. The coffee is counter level, but it's again Alku local district. So it's all good. So this is a brand created by one of the guys who is a good friend of mine who's incubated here, Ram Kumar Verma, ex-IBMer, moved out and then created this brand. Yeah, he's already big. He's also launching an EV with solar so that it is a movable coffee vending cart. So, and this is for you, sir. Thank you very much for your association. Hopefully something useful comes out of this and they continue to work with you and then forward. Thank you, sir. And one more thing, they've given us 14 problem statements. We have only put up 7. There's another 7 more. Probably we'll do one more round and then for the next one. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I look forward to some of you giving us some more of these answers.
So let's end it with some thank you notes. Srinivas, who's been orchestrating this whole thing, he's been doing this for more than a year. So he's been working very hard trying to set this up every 2 months. So big round of applause. Somebody needs to bring him out so he can hear it.
Pull him off from that place.
Pull him out from there.
Give him a big clap because he's spending a lot of time and energy.
Another person that you saw running around all day long, and he got some help in the afternoon is Vinay. So Vinay is a 3rd year computer science student at AU. He is more dedicated to our hub success than any of us are. So we are very, very happy to have him here. We are indebted to him in a lot of ways. So thank you.
So ask him about what he wants to do in his career. He doesn't want to code, he wants to be a part of the innovation ecosystem.
So, and thank you all for being here. Thank you, Techibot team who's been coordinating with us and doing a lot of background work. Techibot is one of our startups here and they do. Yamishpur is the help that Vinay got.
Yeah. Okay, so he doesn't get the.
Junaid and myself, we are all part of the team. We are working here, doing all this stuff. So thank you all for coming. Those of you I connected with, we want some video bites, so please hang on. And last but not the least, the housekeeping staff. See you 2 months from now?
So maybe this thing, when is the on the 2nd, right?
Oh, there is the 2nd October event that if you are interested, please come on up. And we're probably going to see you on 2nd October. And then some of you will connect with Chalungar and People Transport. And we'll see you all November ending for this hackathon. Alright, thank you.